trying to compete with a Newell or a Prevost. They only made, this is the second one they ever made, and they only ended up making 17 of them.
Theodore, would you be willing to tell everybody who your grandfather is?
My grandpa is Mahlon Miller, who used to own Newmar not that long ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to show you some RV history. I want to introduce you to Theodore.
Hey everybody.
Theodore comes from a family that really some of the pioneers of the RV history. Theodore, would you be willing to tell everybody who your grandfather is?
My grandpa is Mahlon Miller, who used to own Newmar not that long ago.
Behind us, we have a historical RV. This is actually the first RV that ever had comfort drive, correct?
Yeah.
I'm honored to share with you all today some of the history of this awesome coach. So can you tell us a little bit more about this coach?
So this was trying to compete with a Newell or a Prevost. So this wasn't a production coach. They only made, this is the second one they ever made, and they only ended up making 17 of them because at the time it was made, it was around 08, the economy crashed, these things weren't really viable anymore. So then that's when they started making the King Aire and they got rid of the London Aire. This was my parents' demo unit, and they had it for maybe 2 or 3 years, and they sold it in 08 because Newmar was trying to get as much money as they could.
It's really cool. That says a lot, you know. So in 2008, those of you that don't remember, that was a tough time for the RV industry. They had to give up this awesome coach. Can I ask who, do you know who they sold it to? Or
they took it to an auction in Florida, and then one owner had it until we bought it back 2 years ago. We found him, and he was older, and he was ready to get rid of it, and yeah. And then he didn't take that much care of it, so we had to repaint it and do a few things on the inside.
Really a cool story and just so much history behind this coach. So let's walk around the outside of this coach, and there is so much stuff that I want to point out that just I'm seeing, and Theodore has a wealth of knowledge. This is probably one of the sharpest guys I've ever met in the RV industry. So right away, I just want to point out the seamless windows here. How cool is that? The seamless windows. And then it's got this was way ahead of its day, totally Prevost Newell style, the outside camera back in 05. And we're going to show you guys the entry in a little bit, but look at the tile work and the London Aire symbol. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek there. We're gonna see that in just a minute. But also notice too, there's an exterior camera out there. This is way ahead of the times. These basement doors too, they seem to be different than normal. Can you tell us a little bit about the basement doors?
These are pretty cool. I love these doors. So that TV is pretty dirty because we never use it. But the reason these can be like this is because there's no slide out here.
Yep.
So that's what I love about the ones that swing out. There's a door here and it's in the way. These things, I love these things.
Oh, absolutely. And it's got the big heavy-duty trays that go all the way across.
Yep. This is original. We put an electric one in here. Another one up here. This has the fridge,
automatic,
and then it has a central vac system.
And look how finished out these basement bays are. They've got the storage bays for the trays. It looks like this is even carpeted inside of here, and then the cool chairs. This is just so cool. I'm just having a blast today. This is totally Prevost style, these chairs here. Oh, look at this with the London Aire. Wow, that is too cool.
That's a lot of fun.
So one of the other awesome things that I noticed about this coach is it's got these slide out. How do you describe these slide outs?
So these are air slides like the Prevost and Newell, where it's an air seal. Like now, or Newmar before and now, they have a flap here that when it goes in, there's a seal here that seals it. And that's a lot cheaper to make, and it's a lot more reliable in my opinion, because I'm not saying that Newell and Prevost aren't reliable, but if something happens with your air system, you might get leaks.
Yep.
The Newmar, if it's in or out, it'll be good. So that's why they do it now. And I don't know if they'll be switching at some point on the higher end ones, but yeah.
Very cool.
One thing that's a little different from the Newell and Prevost, theirs goes all the way around.
Yep.
So this is still the original, what my grandpa invented, slide system. So that's why they don't go all the way around with the air slide, but so it's a little different.
Nice, very cool. Now, did you put new wheels on it? Are those the new wheels?
New tires, but those are the same rims.
Really? Those are the original rims?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I could tell that those are just like the newer ones. And this is just a great looking coach.
Let me show you how this back thing, I need to take the hitch off.
Yeah, no problem.
But this back door is pretty cool.
Whoa, so hold on real quick, I gotta show you guys. So he's opening this engine hatch all by the press of a button.
It's pretty filthy in there, but yeah, there's a lot of room to get in there.
Wow. So yeah, this is so cool. A lot of other engine hatches, it's all closed off, but this is definitely designed where you can really get back here.
Right here's the wet bay, and it's a little dirty because I want to change some stuff in here yet. But one really cool thing, I think some of the Prevosts have this.
Oh yeah.
So this thing will suck itself in. So that's
wow.
Pretty cool. That's it in there, and then we have the storage in here.
Yeah.
And then these things have to. Here's one thing. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but my grandpa invented this, where these things go up, and they have to come down. I don't know if you noticed that, where the, the whole door slides down.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying there.
So that's pretty
wow,
cool.
Yeah, let me, can you open that just so we can see? So this hinge right here, when he opens and closes it, I don't think the GoPro's picking it up, but right now it's basically adjusting so that the door, has clearance to slide out. Yeah. Very cool.
Storage. And then this is just a single side storage because I think the fridge, no, the entry door is on the other side. And here's the Oasis, and there's actually a water softener in here too.
Really? Oh yeah.
We don't use it at this point, but yeah, these things had a water softener.
Wow.
And then here's a fan for the generator. So it doesn't have a radiator, it has its own fan.
Wow.
And then, is it okay if I move this?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I'm gonna show you something.
Yeah, we saw this.
So this, sometimes we need
We'll wipe that down. That's not. Oh wow! No way! That is sick.
So the really nice thing about this door is you can do all your jacks here. There's also a panel up here, but if you don't want to go in and out of your coach, that panel right there, you can do all your jacks.
Dude, this is. This is too cool, guys. Like, this is so much, like, so much technology is pioneered, like 2005. Look at this. No way. I'm blown away, guys. What a cool rig. So, and then I'll also point out too, just seamless windows all the way around. And Theodore was letting me know that this was repainted. Was these, I noticed it has some really cool kind of a pattern right here. Was that part of the original paint job? No,
this is actually a 2017 or 2018 King Air paint job.
Okay, cool.
The original one, I could have told them to redo it, but they said they didn't have the scheme anymore on their computer, so they would have had to redesign it. So I said, that's fine. But these are close to the original colors. It was purple and silver and gold.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very cool. We saw so much technology on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside here. I'm just really enjoying this. I can't even imagine in 2005 when your parents had this coach. Now, so they built one other, and your grandfather owned the very first one, and this was the second one. So the first thing I'm going to point out to everybody is this is like a suede headliner, or what's going on here?
Yeah. So I'm not sure what material this is. It feels like a suede.
Yeah,
and that was one of the, before this, they would have had a carpeted ceiling, and they would have, I'm not sure how their vents would have looked, but they tried to integrate the vents into these lines.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Pretty cool.
Wow, this is totally cool. Is this the original leather?
It is.
Whoa.
I think we want to, these are new couches here.
Okay.
The old ones were fabric and they were kind of stained. But yeah, I don't know. We might do something about change that or fix that.
That's
a
cool.
little
I
bit,
mean, this kind of diamond pattern was way ahead of its time.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you want me to show you the TV now?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
So one cool thing. Let me show you. First, I'll show you the TV, and then I'll show you the really cool thing after we're done. So that's just if you want to bring the TV down.
What?
And I think the previous owner replaced the TV, but it would have been the same size.
Wow. It's super cool. Totally Prevost style there all the way. While we're in here in this, I just... Theodore is a wealth of RV knowledge and Newmar history here, so I want to try to ask as many questions as possible here. And we already had a conversation, so I'm trying to recap some of these questions because I want you all to hear these awesome answers. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of how long they made these and how that all...
They would have made 3 demos, which basically our family used to have demos. I don't know how far back, but before 2008, in the 90s, 2008, they had demos and they would try out new stuff and then it would go on a production coach after that. So a lot of testing went into stuff. Newmar didn't just slap stuff on an RV. We tested it for years beforehand. So they would have had this thing in 05 and they started selling them, I believe, in 07. I need to look that up, and they only sold them for 2 or 3 years and they made only 17 of these coaches. So after that, like I said, the crash in 2008 and they stopped making such high-end ones, and then they went to a King Air, which was more of a production coach rather than this custom. Yeah.
So much history in this coach. I'm just... So what are some of the other newer systems in this coach that they would have been testing back in 2005?
Okay, went to the TV.
Oh, yeah. And you thought only Prevost had suede ceilings with TVs that come out of the ceiling. The guys at Newmar, they're on it. So what else is going on in this coach?
So the light switches was a really new thing. So it's kind of like the newer, I think they call it E-Plex system, where you can control the same switch on different things. So that was one new thing. Before this, it would have just been normal like house switches. The Newmars before this would have had a split windshield like that. So this is the first solid windshield, and this is definitely the tallest bus that they would have Newmar with the integrated awnings.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That was one of the first ones. Comfort drive, like we said earlier, and here's the dial. It doesn't say anything on it, but there's the dial to adjust that.
Wow.
And it had VORAD, which is, they don't make it anymore for RVs, but they, until a few years ago, they made them for RVs. And we haven't gotten that working yet, but we think it braked for you, but didn't adjust your cruise. We're not exactly sure, but we're still working on fixing some stuff that haven't been kept up by the previous owner. Trying to think. This screen right here mirrors the navigation so that your passengers can see how close you are to your destination and stuff. So that was kind of cool.
Nice.
The mid-entry, Newmar did that before on the older ones, but all the newer ones before that had a front entry. And I personally like the mid-entry better just because it makes it quieter up here, and yeah, people aren't going through here all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's kind of preference.
I've got to point out too, you know that Newmar, they're known for their woodwork, and they did not skimp at all on this. When you look up closely, there is just no question about the quality of the craftsmanship by Newmar. Look at all the cool, just so much detail work within the woodwork. So, wow. All right, sorry, buddy.
No, you're good. You're good. You can, stop anytime and ask me anything you want.
Yeah, all good. So, kitchen area back here.
Yeah. Dishwasher. So that was for sure in a Newmar. That was unheard of before this. That's not the original dishwasher, but they had one in here. This is the original. We changed the carpet.
Now, you guys still had carpets on the slide outs back in 05?
Yeah. This is my grandpa's. I don't know if you knew this, but my grandpa invented the flush floor slide out. So that they used these slide outs for a long time. I forget when they switched to the HWH now, where they just go out and down, and then it's tile in the slide out. But Newmar used this for many years, and a lot of people stole this whole thing. Yeah.
Well, hey, imitation's the best form of flattery. So
another thing is this thing has air doors, which no other Newmar has.
Oh
that.
my goodness.
I know the Prevost and Newells have that, but that's
what?
the really cool one is in the back here.
This is why, like, Theodore had so much cool stuff to show us that I'm going to put this into a 2-part video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 2.